That round of applause is for you. I just want to tell you guys you were doing a great job. I mean, it's amazing that this fast. Um, it's been fantastic. You know, people have been having challenges. You've been going in and out of it. It's been a struggle. And so this round of applause is for you. You guys are doing a great job. I mean, you are no sacrifice, no victory, making it happen. What I wanted to do is show you guys a clip from Transformers because you guys are making it happen. You guys are really putting in the effort and doing what it takes to win. And so what I want to do is I want to show you this clip really quick. I'm going to share my screen so you can see this clip. Hopefully it works here. If it doesn't work, we will back it out and we would try something else. And it does not look like it is working. All right, so it's not working. But it was a scene in the movie where Sam Witwicky was, Shia LaBeouf, as some of you may know, was standing on the top of the building, and it was him, between him and Megatron. Megatron was between him and his freedom, right? Megatron, he's got the Allspark, he's got the cube, and it's either death or death in giving the cube to Megatron for the mankind, or death for himself and Megatron killing it. And he made the sacrifice. He made the sacrifice of risking his life in order to win for mankind. And the metaphor is kind of a stretch, but that Allspark cube is your financial future, right? You have to put yourself in position to where you are in control and winning. And so when we have in this financial fast have identified financial behaviors that are holding you back, it's important that you identify these behaviors so that you can move forward and start winning financially. If you spend a lot of money eating out, well, you have identified that in your fast. If you spend a lot of money shopping, you have identified that in this fast. If you realize that your willpower is not as strong as it needs to be, you have identified that in this fast. And I tell people all the time, discipline is a muscle. Willpower is a muscle. You have to work it out in order for it to get stronger. You have to flex it. You have to put it in, work it out in order for it to get in shape and get stronger. People don't just wake up with discipline. People don't wake up with willpower. You develop it over a period of time, right? Discipline, nobody likes discipline. Nobody likes structure. Nobody likes whatever it is you want to call it. Everybody wants to be a free spirit, as they say these days. But that structure and that discipline is what gets you the results that you want, right? Because if we were all over the place with our money, which 75% of Americans are, that's why 75% of them paycheck to paycheck, we wouldn't be winning. People wouldn't prosper. Now you have the wealthy, right? The other 25% who aren't living paycheck to paycheck. They have routine, they have discipline, they have a game plan for their money. It's not because they want to be uptight and they're in a box and they have a bunch of structure. What it is that they want to succeed. They want to have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you're playing to fail. And so when you have a plan financially, you win, right? Because the idea is if you walk into, I don't know, let's say you're going to college. You're in college and you have no plan. It's going to take you 7 years to graduate or more. If you have a plan, 4 and you're done, right? So we understand that having a plan is important, but yet for some reason we don't have a plan with our money. So first, I applauded all you guys for what you're doing in this fast. You're doing a great job. We're at the halfway point. Well, tomorrow will be exactly the halfway point. And so at this point right now, you're probably feeling the first couple of days, it didn't really feel like much was going on because it was the holidays and things of that nature. But once you kind of rolled back into school or rolled back into work, I'm sure you felt like the challenges of buying lunches or buying coffees or buying whatever it is that you typically buy. And so now you're at that halfway point. And if you can make it to this point, just maybe day like 18, 19, or 20, that's when it goes downhill from there. So I'm going to need you to hang in there, hang strong. Don't get tempted. I know there are a bunch of specials going on. It seems like right now is the only time of the year where all the specials are happening, right? You've got blowout sales in the stores. They're trying to clear out the winter stuff. You've got, everybody wants to go out to dinner and lunch, and all these birthdays all of a sudden pop up, so you've got a lot of things going on that can disrupt you financially. And so you got to stay strong and you got to stay committed. You've got to withstand that. Um, Understand, one of the definitions of maturity is the ability to delay pleasure for the greater good. Meaning that you might want to do something right now, but because you understand the higher purpose, you understand that, okay, well, I'm not going to do this right now because I want to do this later. So I'm not going to spend all my money now so I can live comfortably and be wealthy later, right? And so that's the idea. And that's why they say, one of my teacher and I guess my teacher, my master, as you could say, my guru, Dave Ramsey, he says all the time, children do what feels good and adults devise a plan and stick to it. I mean, if you look at a child's life, they do what they want to do at that moment in time. If they want a cookie, mom, I want a cookie, right? If they want to sleep, they sleep. If they want to play, they play. But an adult devises a plan and lays out that plan and understands what they're going to do. Okay, I got to get up. I want to work out at this time and do that. I want to go, I got to go to work. So it's my 9 to 5 here. So I'll pack my lunch, yada, yada, yada. Adults have plans and I'm mature about it. Kids do not. When they get hungry, then they start asking for food. They didn't plan what they were going to eat that day, right? So that's the difference between an adult and a child, and maturity. And it's required if you want to be financially successful. And so you're learning this in the fast. So it's very important. The key thing in here from this fast that you want you to take at this point is that you've identified what's holding you back. And that's important because you have to identify the things that cripple you financially, your kryptonites, which I mentioned in my book that will be coming out at the end of March, early April, hopefully. But you have to identify your kryptonite so you will never prosper, because those things will always cripple your ability to generate and win financially. And so it's important that you identify these things. And that's why this fast is very important, because if you do not identify them, you will never have enough money. You will always be in debt, and you will always feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck despite making a decent income. I know plenty of people who make $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, living paycheck to paycheck. That is not the kind of life that you want to live. So you got to make sure that you get your money right, and so what I wanted to do now is, I wanted to just highlight a few success stories that have been going on. Like, for example, I wanted to highlight Beth. She's in the financial fast. She's knocking it out. This month has been the challenge for Beth. It's been her birthdays this month with the holidays, and she turned down a lot of opportunities to go out, and it's her birthday, but fortunately enough, for I think Christmas, she got a gift card to a restaurant, for Christmas, she got that gift. And so for her birthday, she took her family and friends out to dinner with that gift card, not spending any money, right? And through this lesson, through the fast, she's identified so many things about herself. She said that she's grown, she's developed as a person, right? She's understood her habits, her traits, the things that are holding her back financially. And so that's important. That's great. That I tell people all the time, we all pray to be better in life. We ask for success. We ask for, you pray to God, the universe, whatever it is you pray to, you want opportunities, right? But the fact that when these opportunities show up, they tend to be as work, right? Because if you ask for more money doesn't show up as a pot of gold sitting at your front door. When you ask for more money means probably more responsibility, more opportunity, right? So you might have a promotion opportunity at work, which is going to require more energy from you, more time, but you will get that more money, right? And this fast is one of those kind of things. People ask God or, whoever, whatever you believe in, I'm praying for more money, right? You're praying for more money, but the money that you got right now, you're not managing it well. So why would you expect to get more, right? And so we've got to manage what we got now, because if I have an employee and the resources I give them to produce, and they're not producing enough, they're not producing efficiently and correctly, I'm not going to give them more because they're going to keep wasting it. But if they're doing a great job, if I'm giving Tom, 70,000 units and he's producing, 70,000 units, instead of I give him 70,000, he only produces 30,000, then I'm going to keep giving him more. I'm going to increase it to 100,000 so he can continue to generate and be productive. And so that's important, right? So when God gives us opportunities to generate money, to become better, You know, it's not because it's not going to be that pot of gold. Pretty much, it's going to be work. It's going to require you to fine tune some things about yourself to get better, right? It's just like getting a college degree. You're not going to just sign up and boom, you got a degree. You got to put in work to create. You've been given an opportunity to go to school, but you got to put in work to actually graduate. I think the graduation rate is like 55%. It's pretty low, across the nation. And so it's not easy. It's not a gimme, so those are challenges that people face. Another challenge that I wanted to highlight, another person I wanted to highlight was Kelsey. Kelsey's in the group. She's pretty active and on Facebook. And if you're not in the group, January 2015 financial fast. But Kelsey's in the group. First day of the fast, hits the mall, was window shopping, destroys everything. She just chops it up really well, right? But what's amazing though is that she bounced back the second day, was like, man, I had a rough first day, but I'm done and I'm going to be committed the rest of the way. And she has not fell off the path yet. That's important. That's perseverance. That's resilience right there. That's the ability to bounce back from hardship or problems or a problem that you have, right? Like if you can bounce back and stick, for that long and that strong, it's been 14 days, 13 days now since, her mess up or, her splurge shopping, and she's been doing great. And so that's good. That's what you want to do, and then I've got another person that I wanted to highlight, Brentia Caldwell, which is a friend of mine, but she's fasting as well. And she's been doing a great job of sticking to the plan. It's been a year, I've been trying to get on her like, hey, you got to do your budget. You got to get your finances right. You're young, you're making moves. You're working on your PhD. Let's do this. But finally, this fast has woken her up. She's got her budget going. Her birthday's coming up. She's got a budget for her birthday. Like, this is amazing. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. We're changing lives out here, and it costs absolutely nothing to you, but you putting away your bad habits and putting yourself in position to win. And that's what it's all about. So this is great. This is great. This is what I'm talking about. And then you've got another individual, which will be the last person I highlight, JT Freeman. You guy's a great guy. His friends know what he's doing, but they still give him a hard time that he is not spending money like them, right? So now they're starting to call him cheap. They know he's fasting. They're like, oh, you're just being cheap, or spend money. You make a good income. Like, it's not about that. People are giving him a hard time. It's only been 14 days. Like, relax, man. Can I just get myself together? You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously though. So like the fact that his friends are giving him a hard time like that, it's like, man, like we don't. So they say that if you hang around 5 broke people, you will come to 6. I wholeheartedly believe that. You hang around 5 people, you become 5 broke people, you become the 6. And so I hope this situation too has reevaluated some of you to think about, friendships, people who are in your life, those kind of things. Because if you do not, you might be in the position that you are financially because of the people you hang around. Because the reverse to that also is if you find 5 millionaires, if you hang around 5 millionaires, you'll become the 6th. Because you start thinking like them, you start having the idea, you start not spending your money on things that go down in value, but rather things that help your value go up, right? You don't go buy the latest new car because you want to put yourself in position to win. You don't, because when you buy the latest car, it goes down in value. Your $30,000 turns into $5,000 within 5 to 6 years. Who does that? The millionaires don't. And so you have to start thinking like them. So be aware of who you're hanging around, because they will influence the decisions that you make. And wealth is not built overnight. I tell people all the time, one of the greatest books of all time, The Tortoise and the Hare. It teaches us that slow and steady wins the race. You've got the rabbit who was all over the place trying to do so many different things, taking a nap, eating, doing whatever, playing around. The tortoise just took one step at a time every time, and he caught the rabbit slipping and he won the race. Slow and steady wins the race every single time. Never fails. And so we have to understand that, and we have to pay attention. Our wealth is like a crock pot. There are no microwaves to financial success. When anybody tells you you can get rich tomorrow, tell them they're lying, and run the opposite direction very fast because you could be getting in trouble. Now, wealth is like a crock pot. It's built. You cook the recipe slowly over a long period of time to get the desired results that you want. Right? You can't just rush a pot of oxtails, right? You got to cook it slowly over a long period of time. So it's almost to the point where it's falling off the bone, right? So that's what it's all about, you know. So, so with that, now we're on to the next step. So this is the point where I said it's going to be difficult, you know. So just hang in there, get to the point where at 20 days, you know, when we get to 20 days, it'll be downhill from there. You'll be able to finish, you stream. So just hang in there, hang strong, keep finding free things to do. I had the individual contact me about trying to find some fun stuff to do, or saying that the fast was causing them to be antisocial. And I was like, well, you don't have to be antisocial. You can step out, you can go out, just don't spend any money. I mean, you can go out to Piedmont Park if you're in Atlanta, or you can go to your local park, or you can invite your friends to come on down over to your place. You guys could do a potluck, right? You could cook something, they bring 4 or 5 other dishes, and you guys eat and have a good time, watch some TV, whatever it is you like to watch, So you can find ways to be social. And the one thing this fast is going to do is going to require you to think outside the box. Think outside the box on how you spend your time and how you spend your money. And that's important because just going through and swiping everything, like, you don't think about stuff. And so now you're actually thinking about how you're spending your money. It's very important. And so you start thinking about how you're spending your money because you're restricted on your money right now. You start thinking about how you're spending your time. So not only do you change your finances, but you change your time management, you change your life. This is real. Like, this is not a game. This is not some, quick fix. This is a real situation. It's helping you identify yourself and become a better person. And that's why I love this so much. So you want to make sure that you're doing this fast. And so what I'm gonna do now, and you're sticking to the plan, and you're committed, and you're taking it for more than just I can't spend any money. I want you to really step back, look at the fast, look at what it's doing. Identify. We just talked about relationships with friends, family. Look at how you're spending your time, how you're spending your life, right? Because money is very important to me, and that's why I coach people to become financially free, because money touches every area of your life. All right. It's not just about, having money to have money. Money touches every area of your life, from food to, relationships or marriage, to your kids, if you have some, to your relationship with your family, if they're asking for money, right? Or you give them money, to your church or your place of worship, to, where you hang out, where you socialize, your entertainment, your gym memberships, whatever. It touches every area of your life, from physical, mental, emotional, social, spiritual, all that stuff. And that's why it's so important to make sure you get your money right. If you don't have your money right, all the areas that it touches could be in shambles. But once you get your money right, I promise you, you will see growth in all these areas, and you will be at a whole nother level. You'll feel like you just you're maximizing who you are as a person. Because once money is off the table as a problem, right? Like, you don't have any more debt. You're great at managing your money. Once it's off the table, those areas that the money affects, you can focus on. And when you focus on those areas, they tend to prosper. Seriously. I mean, I'm so serious. Like, I've never seen, my spirituality is on a whole nother level. My relationships on a whole nother level. Time management, whole nother level. Physical fitness, whole nother level, right? So it's just the beginning. It's the beginning of the bigger things to come. So money is just not money, right? It's a representation of who you are. You're disorganized with your money. You're disorganized with your life. So it goes hand in hand. So it's very important. So what I'm gonna do now, because I don't want to make this all about me, I want to give you guys some time to Q&A. I think on the left-hand side of your screen, you can hit the Q&A button and you can chat. If you have any questions, please put them in there, or let's see. Well, no, don't hit the Q&A button. Hit the group chat button. Sorry, it's the top left. It's blue. Just hit that button there. I'm going to chat in there and see if you guys can respond back. If you're hearing this, if you're able to respond or ask your questions, please ask them there. I tried to hit the Q&A, but for some reason this feature has been disabled. I don't know why. I'm still trying to figure out this Google stuff. So don't don't blame me or butcher me for it, please. So I just put it in the message. Can you guys see this message? So if you can, in the little chat box, that's where you will respond, and we could go back and forth and talking and asking your questions if you have any. If you don't have any, please let me know. But all you got to do is chat in the chat box on the left hand of your screen. You will see a blue icon, top left. It says chat. Click on that. It'll bring up a menu to your right, and you just type in there. Are you guys able to chat? All right. Let's see. Anybody able to chat or try it out? Something? Just put a message in there and send it to me so I can know it's actually working. That'd be great. All right, so I hit the chat button. Are you guys able to chat at all? I take it as a no. You gotta love technology, man. It will, when it works, it's great. When it doesn't, it is terrible. Okay. Can we have somebody hit their chat button and try it out? All right, so I'm not sure what's going on. Q&A is not working. The chat is not working. I see I have, there's a couple of you here viewing, but I cannot get the chat to work. All right, so apparently you don't have chat as an option as a viewer. Let me see. Okay. So what we'll do is, if you have any questions or you have any comments, please, I want you to email me at info@truefinancialcoaches.com, or you can just directly message in the group on Facebook, January 2015, Financial Fast. You can contact me there. I don't know what is going on with this chat that is not working, but seemed to have the same issue last time, but I was hoping that it'd be fixed. But I guess that is not the case. So yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, please email me or send them directly to the Facebook group. And with that, I will go ahead and let you guys retire for the rest of the night. Have a good night. We're at day 15. So let's make sure that we stay strong, we keep it going, and you put yourself in a position to win, right? Because this is not about me. It's about you. It's about you winning financially. It's about you changing your life, changing your family tree, right? And so you have to identify why you're doing this. I mean, it's cool, you're doing it just because it's cool, or are you doing it because you have a purpose behind it? You want to really make some changes. So make sure you're getting your finances in order, not because you feel like it's necessary, like just because you're at some point in your life, which it might be, but have a bigger vision, because if you don't have a bigger vision, you'll fall off the wagon. You fall off the path, right? Without where is there? Where the proverb says, like, where there is no vision, the people perish, right? So you want to make sure that you have a vision, because your vision guides your choices. I actually just talked about this in a recent article. But your vision, the new year, new money that I just wrote on truefinancialcoaches.com. Go to my blog, or you can find me on LinkedIn. It's there too, or the True Financial page on Facebook. But if you do not have a vision, the vision guides your choices. So if you have a vision that you want to prosper financially, and you start making choices, and you make choices that lead you more towards prospering financially, right? Now, if you don't have a vision for your money, when you make choices, you don't really care, right? You don't have any guidance on what your choices are, so you make bad choices. You make choices such as you need a new car, so you just run out and buy a car, right? If you had a vision, you would not just run out and buy a car because, hey, I'm trying to increase my wealth, not decrease my wealth, right? So I don't want to buy a car because that means 5 more years of bondage and not having my income at my disposal and things of that nature. And so vision is key. Vision is important. So why are you going through this fast? You got to think about these things. Think beyond just doing the fast. Think about your life. Think about your time management. Think about your relationships. Think about your vision for your life. Where you want to be, even bigger than just money. Where do you want to be? What kind of life do you want to live? Do you want to retire at 45? Cool. If you want to do that, then if you want to do that, then make sure you put yourself in a position where you can retire at 45. Let's see. Okay, I'm seeing some questions and stuff pop up on Google Plus, so I'll check it out really quick. If someone asked, Jay Freeman asked, if you were paying your stuff off, would you advise paying it per check or waiting until there's a lump sum? It depends on what you're doing with your creditors or whoever that you owe money. So I would suggest that if you are able to just lump sum pay it right now, do that. Get them out of your hair. Even if you pay them up lump sum one time, they will tend to even kind of cut you a deal. So if you owe them $2,000, you're like, hey, all I got is $1,500. Boom, you got a deal. Now, if you're able to pay, if you don't have the money up front and you're able to pay them per check, pay them per check. But make sure that they have it in writing, right? That you're going to pay how much per check, whatever. But do not give them electronic access to your bank account. You pay them when you get paid, because when you owe people money, such as these creditors, they tend to hijack your bank accounts, meaning that if you owe them $2,000 and your agreed payment was $100 a month, what they'll do is they'll go into your bank account and try to get as much as they can, and then start getting you for the $100 a month. And you might be in a situation where you cannot eat for 30 days, which, I mean, I know you're doing a financial fast, but I don't want you to be on a fast for life where you don't have any money to eat. Like, that's just absurd. So I would definitely advise paying per check. Any other questions, please? What we can do is we can post them here on your Google Plus page, on my Google Plus page, and I can answer them there. I've got one question I just addressed. Christian, you said is it working? Can you see me? I see your question, but I don't know if you're in the video. All right. Any other questions? Just drop them in. I see a lot of people didn't have the chat option. I don't know how to turn it on, man. Like, I don't understand why Google won't let me turn it on. I've clicked it, but it won't let me do it. Any other questions? Anything? I promise I will take care of you and then answer it. Alrighty. Let me check the page one more time. I'm not seeing anything pop up. All right. So I think that's it. I haven't seen any questions pop up on Google Plus. So let me refresh it just to make sure. Okay. Looks about right. So all right. So all the questions have been addressed. Just make sure you are sticking to the fast. You're making it happen. So you're sticking to the fast, you're making it happen, and that you are, learning about yourself. This is about you. Okay. I got a question from Christian about savings bonds. What do I think about those? Savings bonds. I think savings bonds honestly are a terrible investment. You could get more money by buying used cars and selling them for higher prices, honestly. But they're just the way the market works and the return and the the low return on it. It's just not really worth it. I mean, what you could do, you actually would get a better investment on yourself by getting out of debt first, and then being able to invest like in mutual funds, or if you had some stocks that you're really interested in, which I prefer mutual funds. But you want to make sure that I always tell people first, before you start investing, you want to make sure that you're debt free, because the best investment you can make is in yourself. When you free up your income and you can invest with power, it changes everything, right? Because when you're investing $50 a month, they say, a little bit is better than nothing, which it is. But when you're investing $50 a month, there's only so much growth you can get from that, right? Now, if you're investing $700 a month, now that's some powerful investing. Now that $700, you'd be surprised. It's usually the combination of people's car payments, student loan payments, the higher insurance premium because they have a car payment, and I don't know, maybe let's say the rent is a little excessive because they're living in Midtown and they're living in a fancy place or whatever, right? So you cut back a little bit and you start investing with power because you're debt free and you don't have those payments anymore, your credit card payments or whatever, the car payment, all that stuff. You start investing with power, then you start seeing some gains. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to, for example, for my position, I'm 28 right now. I'm at the position where I've got enough invested in my retirement account that if I did not put anything in there for the next 40 years, by the time I was 65, or we could say 68, it'd be about $1.6 million. And I don't have the $1.6 million now, but it's going to grow over time through the investments and through me investing early. That's why it's important to get out of debt as fast as you can so you can start investing with power. So that's what my take is on the financial on the savings bonds. Don't do them. Get your money right, then invest into things like mutual funds, and even if you're looking to buy a home, buy a home after you get out of debt, so you can empower yourself and have enough to have a nice down payment, and then when you buy the home, pay it off quickly. And I mean, how great is life without a house payment, right? Because you don't have a house payment. I mean, you're making $4,000 a month and no house payment. Your utilities are like $500. You got $3,500 to have fun with and enjoy life. That's what wealth is all about. So I hope I addressed your question. Next question is, what is the next step people take after doing for people to take after they do their financial fast on their road to financial freedom? So the next step, honestly, is that now you identified your bad habits, your behaviors. So the next step, honestly, you could do one of two ways. You could you've identified your behaviors. What you could do is that you could meet with me or a financial coach that you trust, put yourself where you've identified your behaviors. You know how to kind of scale back now, right? Because you fasted, so you kind of scaled back. So now you have identified that it's not that bad on being a budget, or it's not that bad, not buying lunch every day of the week at work. So what I would do is that now you would meet with a financial coach and put yourself in a position where you're maximizing your budget, right? Because you want to be able to effectively start making progress in some direction, right? Because it's great that you're doing it fast, you're identifying behaviors, but now after that, you want to make sure you're making some progress, some goals. Is it debt elimination? Is it building a savings? Is it, something you're moving forward towards, because if you just do this fast and have no goals, you're not going anywhere. You're going to be right back where you started. So have some goals, lay them out, and put yourself to where you can make some traction and have some targets to hit. Because now you have these goals, you will be able to continue to improve the habits that develop during this fast and really make progress and realize that, you're not just making money to make money, you're making money to pursue these goals and build a future for yourself. So that's what I would say from the financial fast. Um, is to take that information and then put yourself in a position to start winning. Start making solid decisions. Start trying to find out more about finances because it's a behavior issue. And that's the thing. Finances, everybody talks about math. You talk about the numbers. But if it was about the numbers, people wouldn't spend more than they make, right? If I I know I love math growing up, but I know 2 minus 2 is 0. So if I got $2,000, I spend 2,000, I got 0. But I don't know why, we got $2,000, we spend 4,000. Only in America can that be possible, right? Where you don't have enough money, but you can spend more than that. And so we mess ourselves up because we think it's all about math. Well, it's 80% behavior, meaning that, your money is a reflection of your behavioral habits. And that's why this fast is so important. Because if you're spending $5 a day at Starbucks, or you're spending $30 a week, right? If you go Monday through Friday. So when you do that, then you put yourself in a position where you're dropping $120 on coffee every month. So it's the little things, right, that get you. It's the behaviors that you don't pay attention to because we're in a swipe-free, swipe-happy society. So that's what I would recommend, is to at least have some goals. And if you can do it by yourself by achieving those goals, getting out of debt, building a savings, doing what it is that you need to do, or, bringing stuff that you had that's delinquent back to, current status, whatever it is. But at least sit down with someone that you trust. Of course, I'm a financial coach, your coach. So I prefer you sit down with me and we can get you going and get you on the path to where you become financially free and can really enjoy your life and enjoy your money. Right. And just to give you guys a great recap, had a client this past December, paid off $30,000 in 12 months, completely debt free. For her birthday, she and her friends went to Costa Rica, and within the same month that she paid it off, cash flew the trip, fantastic, enjoyed it, loved it, and that's what it's all about, right? Because when you have no debt, you can do those beautiful things. I mean, let's say you make $4,000 a month. It costs you $2,000 to live, right? It costs you $2,000 to live. You got an extra $2,000 just sitting in your bank account. I mean, you could literally go to Paris off of that money, like just in 1 month. Like, I mean, you could do weekend trips to wherever you wanted to go. One weekend out of the month, you go on somewhere. You can do that when you are debt free and empowered, right? Like my goal for 2015, which I haven't, you guys get the exclusive because I haven't posted it or shared it yet. But my goal for 2015 is to write a $15,000 check and pay off my parents' mortgage. And that's just the goal. Like, I could put that out there because I have no debt. So I don't have to worry about a car payment. I don't have to worry about student loans. So, God willing, I can put myself in a position where I make that kind of money. I'm just going to write that check for my parents. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for allowing me to be in this position. They came here from Ghana with a suitcase. And here I am, educated and trying to strive. So it's like that's my goal for the year. And so we have to, address those behaviors and put ourselves in position to win. And yes, Brentia, you are correct. It's all about behavior. And I'm glad that you fully conceptualize this idea. Behaviors will keep you broke. And that's why it's important when I was saying the 5 people you hang around, you'll be the 6th if they're broke, is because it's behaviors. You pick up their behaviors, you start spending money like them, you start doing things like them. They're hanging out at the bar gossiping about people, versus the person who is wealthy is hanging out at home with his family, but then when he has free time is reading a self-development book or trying to figure out how to become better. So it's very important. Any other questions you have for me? Anything? I'll give you guys a minute or two if you have any questions to pop up. It's unfortunate the chat's not working, but Google Plus is right there. So if you have anything to say, just put it on the plus. I'm watching it live, so I could definitely address them for you. And just as a side note too, The fast is it's going to be you're going to get tested, not just by yourself but by your friends, your family. I've already been tested. I've had a lot of people invite me to dinner, lunches, events. Like there's a event at UGA I want to go to, Face Off, which is a stroll between, a step show between the different Greek fraternities, African American fraternities and sororities. But doesn't look like I'll be able to go unless somebody will pay for me. So we'll see, because I don't want to. I'm your coach. I got to lead the fast. I can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna go and they can keep fasting. Nah, I can't do that. I'm a man of my word, integrity. I'm right here with you. So I'm in here, going through the fast with you guys. So you will be tested, but just hang in there. We got 15 more days to go. Well, 16 more days to go. So just hang in there. I don't see any more questions coming in. So what I'll do is I will wrap it up. Words of advice, just kind of tips as we move forward. Just make sure you are setting reminders for yourself. Great Joshua Freeman, JT Freeman, he did a great job of putting a reminder, his screensaver on his phone. Right, that's a great way. You look at your phone so many times a day, right? So when he was out shopping, he looked at his phone, left everything at the register, and walked out. That's some dedication, right? So you want to make sure you have reminders around to set yourself from not spending. Tell your friends what you're doing. Don't keep it in secret. Let them know, hey, I'm fasting. I need your support. So they will support you as you go through this fast. It's very important that you have a support group. And that's why when we did this fast, I had everyone join the group, and now we've got 478-ish people supporting each other, throwing in their experiences, sharing their problems and what's going on, so everyone can kind of stay as a support group. Because if I'm asleep and someone's having a problem, somebody else might be talking to them about it, right? So it's a group effort. So you want to have support. And then look at your goals for what you want to do at the end of this fast. Like, so if you go through this fast and you have an extra $1,000 saved, what are you going to do with that? Don't just put it in. Don't just let it get blown in February, right? Do something with that money. Make that be the money that you use to start paying off your debt, or your student loans or credit cards, or something that you're behind on, right? Or put it into your savings so you can officially have your first savings account, right? We have an emergency fund. So you're no longer living paycheck to paycheck. Do something with that money so you can remember what the fast did for you, right? So make a good financial decision there. But that's all I got. Yeah, those three things. Just make sure you got goals. You got a good support group, and that you are just learning about yourself and developing from this fast. So this is your financial coach, Shannon Dowda. I'm tuning out. Feel free to drop any questions in the Facebook group. Email me. If you're not in the event, join January 2015 Financial Fast. Be on the lookout for my book. It's coming out in March, God willing. If not March, early April. And we're ready to change the world. We got to do this, because nobody's going to do it. We got to change our family trees. We got to change the legacy. This paycheck to paycheck living got to stop, right? This whole idea that, and I kind of got offended by Drake's song, right? Starting from the bottom, now we're here, because we shouldn't be starting from the bottom anymore. It's over and done with. We should be starting from where our parents left off, and we go to the next level, right? So this whole starting from the bottom, nah, that's a wrap. It's done. We start from here and we move up to the next level. And so there's no more bottom living. There's middle ground, and we go into the higher ground, and that's it. And so it's your coach, Shannon Dowda. I'm tuning out. Create a great day. Create a great evening. Have a great rest of the week. And let's dominate this financial fast, and let's make this money work for us. Let's get our behaviors right, and let's do this. Create a great evening, and I will talk to you guys soon.